Imagine standing in the Egyptian desert for 1,500 years ago. No cranes, no steel tools, no engines. Yet rising from the sand is a structure so massive, so precise, that even modern engineers still admire it, the Great Pyramid. Built around 2500 BC, it originally stood 146 meters tall and was constructed from more than 2 million stone blocks. Each block weighs on average to 2.5 tons. For centuries, people have asked the same question: how could an ancient civilization build something so enormous? Was it lost technology, unknown machines, or something even more mysterious? The truth is actually more fascinating than the myths, because modern archaeology has uncovered real evidence showing exactly how the pyramids were built.
Every piece of technology hides a story of vision, rivalry, and forgotten battlefields. From ancient machines to world-changing inventions, every breakthrough has a past worth remembering. This is the technological past, where history and innovation collide, and the stories of yesterday shape the tech of tomorrow. Subscribe to the Technological Past, because here you'll uncover the hidden stories behind technology, history and innovation that shaped our world, and get a glimpse of the upcoming tech gadgets transforming the future.
And the story begins with a king. Around 2580 BC, the pharaoh Khufu ordered the construction of what would become the largest pyramid ever built. Today we know it as the Great Pyramid of Giza, but building such a monument required an enormous level of planning, engineering, and organization. First, the location had to be chosen carefully. The pyramid was built on the Giza Plateau, a solid limestone bedrock that could support the incredible weight of the structure. Surveyors leveled the foundation with astonishing accuracy. Modern measurements show the base is almost perfectly square. The error between sides is only a few centimeters. Even more impressive, the pyramid is aligned almost perfectly with the 4 cardinal directions. This level of precision required sophisticated surveying methods. Egyptian engineers likely used simple but effective tools, sighting rods, plumb lines, and astronomical observations of stars. Most of the pyramid's blocks were limestone quarried locally on the Giza Plateau. However, the smooth outer casing stones came from quarries at Tura, across the Nile River, and the massive granite beams used inside the pyramid came from Aswan, nearly 800 kilometers away. How were these stones transported? For centuries, historians debated this. Then, in 2013, archaeologists discovered an extraordinary document. A 4,500-year-old papyrus known as the Diary of Mirror. Mirror was a middle-ranking official overseeing a team of workers during the final years of Khufu's pyramid construction. His diary records daily activities in remarkable detail. According to the text, limestone blocks were loaded onto boats and transported along a branch of the Nile to the Giza construction site. The journey took roughly 2 to 3 days. This discovery confirmed something researchers had long suspected. The ancient Egyptians used a network of canals and river transport to move heavy materials. In fact, geological research suggests a now-vanished branch of the Nile once flowed close to the pyramid site, allowing ships to deliver stone directly to the construction area. Once the blocks arrived, the next challenge was moving them across land. The Egyptians used wooden sledges. Teams of workers pulled the sledges across the sand using ropes. But there was a clever trick involved. Ancient paintings show workers pouring water onto the sand in front of the sled. This reduced friction and made the heavy stones easier to drag. Modern experiments confirm that even a small team of workers can pull multi-ton blocks using this method. But transporting the stones to the base of the pyramid was only half the problem. The real challenge was lifting them up. Most Egyptologists believe this was done using ramps. Large ramps made from mud brick, limestone chips, and sand allowed workers to drag blocks up the sides of the pyramid as it grew taller. Different ramp designs have been proposed. Some researchers suggest straight ramps extending from the ground. Others believe the ramps wrapped around the pyramid in a spiral. One well-known theory from architect Jean-Pierre Houdin suggests a combination of external and internal ramps used during different construction phases. While the exact ramp design remains debated, most scholars agree ramps played a major role in lifting the stones. Once a block reached the correct level, workers used wooden levers to slide it into its final position. The precision of this placement is astonishing. Some stones fit so tightly together that even today it is difficult to insert a blade between them. But the greatest secret behind pyramid construction was not machinery. It was organization. For centuries, people believed the pyramids were built by slaves. Modern archaeology has proven that idea wrong. Excavations near the Giza Plateau uncovered a large settlement where pyramid workers lived. This site included bakeries, breweries, workshops, and housing for thousands of laborers. The workers were skilled craftsmen and seasonal laborers. Many were farmers who worked on the pyramid during the annual Nile flood when their fields were underwater. Estimates suggest the construction workforce may have included 20,000 to 30,000 people at peak activity. These workers were organized into teams with names like Friends of Khufu, Drunkards of Menkaure. These crew names have been found painted inside the pyramids themselves. Workers were paid with food rations including bread, beer, fish, and meat. Some skeletal remains show evidence of medical treatment for injuries, indicating that workers received care. This was not slave labor. It was a national project, an enormous state-organized construction effort. And perhaps the most impressive achievement of all was the pyramid's structural stability. Despite earthquakes, erosion, and thousands of years of weathering, the Great Pyramid still stands today. Its weight distribution and geometry make it incredibly stable. The pyramid shape naturally directs force downward toward the base. This simple but brilliant design allowed the structure to survive for millennia. In fact, the pyramids remained the tallest structures on Earth for nearly 4,000 years, longer than any other building in human history. And all of it was accomplished with tools made of copper, stone hammers, wooden sledges, and human ingenuity. The pyramids are not evidence of lost civilizations. They are proof of something far more powerful: human organization, engineering, and determination. When you stand before the pyramids today, you're not just looking at ancient monuments. You're looking at one of the greatest engineering projects ever completed. A project that required mathematics, logistics, astronomy, architecture, and thousands of skilled workers, all working together to build something that would last forever, more than 4,000 years later. It still does. If this story amazed you, hit the like button so more people can discover the real science behind ancient engineering. Subscribe for more videos uncovering lost technologies, forgotten civilizations, and the incredible innovations of the ancient world. And here's a question for you. If humans built something this extraordinary 1,500 years ago, what other ancient technologies might history have forgotten? Let me know in the comments, because the deeper we explore the past, the more incredible it becomes.